So this is my drive to work every day. It is 5:50. I get up at 5. Um, you would think, well, what does that have to do with like music or kings and queens? Well, um, work is actually where I do a lot of my recording, which sounds crazy. But yeah, basically I have like my little janitor's. I call it an office, but it's more of like a closet. It's not supposed to be an office, but you take what you can get, right? And I have basically two breaks, two sort of recess style breaks in the day where I do some recording. Each one of those is 15 minutes. So that's 30 minutes of recording. And then I have like a lunch hour, right? And that one's quite longer actually. So I get some recording done in there. So yeah, I'll show that to you once I get to work. So this is basically.
I know it's hard 'cause I don't always really show what you know. I know you know that I've never been too good.
Oh wow, it's a mess. I usually keep it a lot cleaner than this, but by cleaner I mean my desk. This has kind of gotten out of hand. This is a bike rack that broke.
Bruh.
Some vandalists, I guess, outside broke the bike rack, and we didn't know if we should throw it out or what because it doesn't really belong to us. It belongs to the city. So it has been in my office for about 3 weeks, and I'm still waiting on an update for that. So yeah, this is my studio, and I'll show you how I set it up. Yeah, so here it is in all its glory. This is what the setup looked like for basically most of Kings and Queens. The bass parts were tracked at my old school where I used to work. Similar setup in the janitor's office. And yeah, there's the bike rack. I try to set this up when I come in first thing because I know that it takes me about 8 minutes to set it up, which you think is not so bad. It's not so bad, but like when you're recording it on like your 15-minute breaks here and there, yeah, every kind of second counts. You want to be able to come in on your break and just get straight to work. You don't want to be like worried about like setup or anything like that. So I set it up before work when I come in right away, and that way it's ready to go. And yeah, vocals are not done here. Vocals are done in usually at my house in my kind of where I teach guitar at home. I teach guitar after work. And I also sometimes I'll record in my car because sometimes even when I'm recording here, I'm on my lunch break, but people throw up or whatever, and people are constantly knocking on my office door, and so I don't really get much recording done even on my lunch breaks if they know I'm here. So sometimes I'll just go out to my car and record there, and I'll show you that in a bit.
Tired of this way, but I learn from my mistakes. So be patient and keep showing me grace. I won't give up.
Just in the back of my car. I'll put this seat down and I'll put my laptop there. Plug my Focusrite. I've usually got a guitar back here ready to go, and I just record here on my lunch breaks. So sometimes vocals will be done in here because I can't do it in the janitor's office because you saw the piping and stuff. It gets pretty loud, but yeah, so this is Studio B.
Until I get this right, I know that I can have my head up in the clouds, and I know you've had your doubts, but we'll figure this one out.
Anyway, so I gotta get started here because it's recycling day, so I gotta take out the recycling. But a lot of you are probably wondering, looking at this setup, so like you're thinking like, so is Kings? I don't think Kings. Is Quarter Life Crisis a band, or is it just like you, Matt? Well, it is a band, but currently looking for band members. So yeah, when it started off, it was me and my buddy Julien, who's a gym teacher at the school I was working at, or phys ed teacher, I guess is the proper word. You know, as the band progressed, members have been in and out and stuff, and so it is a band, but currently I'm short a bass player and a guitar player. Julien's a good buddy of mine, but he no longer plays in the band. And yeah, so it is a band. We have me and Shane. Shane is our drummer, but currently we don't have a lead guitarist. for a bassist, so I've had to kind of track a lot of the stuff. You can hear actually Julien on the recording of Kings and Queens.
Richer
He does
than
the harmonies.
kings could pursue.
All right, so we got 4 takes there.
With one being not a harmony.
You know, like sometimes you do a recording and then you don't get back to it for a while, and then you get back to it and you're like, oh, the recording was not good quality. But I'm glad that the quality of the recordings that I tracked with him were really good, because I'm just happy to have that. Yeah, that's the whole thing with where Quarter Life Crisis is. It's not my solo project. It is a band currently kind of functioning as my solo project for lack of band members. And at this period in time, I don't want to bring in new members because of how it has to function. Like, you see how I'm recording in the janitor's office or closet, really. It's a lot of, like, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, sometimes on the hour break for lunch, like whenever I take that, because I usually use that time to go to the gym. Currently it functions just as me and Shane helps me write the drums and stuff, because I'm not a drummer. And so you know how it is, drummers out there, when the guitarist writes your drum parts, they're just ridiculous and impossible to play because we don't understand your instrument. So Shane helps a lot with that. Kings and Queens actually had the most ridiculous drums originally for it, and then Shane came over, helped me rewrite all the drum parts so that they actually made sense from a drummer's perspective. So yeah, like, it is a band. It is a process. It isn't just me. It just so happens that I tend to be currently the only person making online content for the band out of the 2 members. Shane is in several other bands, and he also has like a baby just from last year, as well as, like, Shane's got kids. I got kids too, but yeah, like, you're not gonna be seeing much content right now from Shane. You're gonna be seeing a lot of me. So if you hate my face, might be a good time to stop watching, because basically that's the face you're gonna be seeing for a little bit. Maybe we'll get new members eventually when things, I don't know, when we got more time to do this more consistent. Stream the song. I mean, that's the only way that happens, guys. Be like, yeah, we like you guys enough that we want you to be able to do this long term. Streaming the song is one way you can help us do that. It's not really merch or anything you can currently buy to support us, but that's coming. And that would be really the only way to make sure that we can put out more content more frequently and on a consistent basis, and maybe get some bandmates who aren't going to be just stuck waiting on my every move with my wild schedule. So yeah, this turned out to be some sort of weird plug for content and merch I don't have yet, but didn't start that way. It wasn't supposed to be.